are back on the 67 flood car. For those of you guys that are new here or haven't seen this thing, this is a 1967 convertible Corvette that has a 416 cubic inch LS3, built transmission, aftermarket rear end, Detroit speed suspension, front and rear, and it's had a bunch of bodywork done to it, widened quarters, widened fenders. We bought this thing from the auction. The car was flooded in Hurricane Milton, say whenever that went through, like September, I believe, of 2024. And we've totally restored the car once again and rebuilt this thing. I mean, not really from the ground up. We didn't pull the body off the frame, but everything else was taken apart, and just totally cleaned this thing up and made it look like it was never even in a flood. So now we are to the point where we've got to get this engine running right. Now, the gentleman that built this car built it in his own garage, built the motor himself. They were working on the tuning when the car got flooded. So when it came here, it didn't want to start up. Wide open throttle tuning is not the best. So what we are going to do is tune this thing today. And we've got our HP tuners plugged into it. I've messed with it a little bit, and we've got it to start up. It's a lot better than it was. Before, you had to hold your foot basically to the floor to get it to fire up, then it would die. What we have is HP tuners. Now, I'm not a tuner at all. I'm not going to claim to be a tuner. And especially with factory ECU stuff, I had to order a new wideband for this thing because new HP tuner stuff that I have but haven't messed with enough to know that I can't use my old wideband. So it's been like a 3-day process on ordering parts to be able to get this to work. But we are now able to log air fuel. I'm going to do some slow rolling stuff here on the dyno, and then we'll pick up before we start to do some wide open throttle pulls. I've been spending days on this stupid thing, and I finally made my first wide open throttle pull. 488 horsepower. This thing was cutting out every single time I go wide open throttle. It was basically getting to its max allowed mile an hour, which is 318 mile an hour, but it wasn't actually doing 318 mile an hour. I've been looking for hours on HP tuner stuff. There seems to be an issue with speedometer signal with the ECU that this car's got in it, whether it be like an automatic ECU and then change to a manual. Lots of issues with it. I don't know this stuff well enough to fix it. I've tried fixing it, tried all sorts of different settings, and what it does is basically it hits the speed limiter and then it just stops. Like if any of you guys have driven like an older Silverado or Tahoe or Suburban, you get to like 98 mile an hour and it shuts it off. It's doing that, but at what the ECU thinks is 318 mile an hour. So basically what I did was just shut off the speedometer, and it finally allowed me to rev this thing out in 4th gear, and we finally got ourselves a log file. I'm going to adjust a little bit of fueling in this thing, and then we're going to make another pull. Alright, we just made 496. Like I said, we added a couple of degrees to this thing. It was 3 actually. And it's fattened up a little bit. It was like a 12.2, 12.0, 11.9. You can see right there. Mathing out that it needs to pull a little fuel. And then right here is the air fuel, 11.92. We had 22 degrees there. All right, we may be onto something finally. So I just made a pull I didn't record it because I've made so many pulls that I'm not going to use in my video with issues. This old girl just made 527. The thing was fat. 11.8, 11.7, 11.8, 12.2. But we had 25 degrees of timing, no modifier. It's got a little bit of spark knock down here, which I want to pull some timing out of there. 28. Right when I hit the throttle. A little bit of spark knock. Other than that, I'm happy with that. 527. We made no changes, so good to back it up. 523. Didn't have no spark knock that time, which is good. Alright, we're out on our first test drive with this thing. Well, we've actually driven it a little bit, but not much since we got it fixed, probably 10 or so miles, rode up to the gas station. But first tune up, since it's been closely tuned, I still got a little bit of work to do on the idle tuning and like drivability tune. But so I got low RPMs, like idle basically. When you let off the throttle, it needs a lot of fuel. With the HP tuners plugged in, I don't have gauges on my dash, so I gotta watch coolant temp and everything on the computer. For some reason, this thing had a stuck thermostat yesterday. It got really hot. It doesn't seem to be getting too hot right now. It's 180 degrees. Slipping the clutch. That ain't good. The road obviously puts more of a load on the clutch than the dyno does. Drives fairly straight. I'm actually shocked at how good this thing drives. Try to get that clutch to cool down. Clutch is killed. Dang, this thing could be fun too. I mean, it will be fun, but it doesn't even want to make it back to the house. This right here is the reason why I stopped at 527 horsepower, whatever it made, because we're hard on stuff, and I want to be able to be hard on it and it not break. Might get lucky and might be able to change the hydraulic fluid in the clutch, but I seriously doubt that's the case with this thing. These T56s and TR66s, the clutch fluid will get dirty, and then you'll get like contaminants in the clutch fluid, and they will slip the clutch. So you swap out the clutch fluid and it'll actually not slip anymore. I seriously doubt that's the issue with this thing, just because of how low miles it's got on it and drive time it's got on it. Because usually you got to beat the crap out of a car for a couple hundred miles and then need to change the clutch fluid if you're hard on it. Back when I had my ZR1, I was changing the clutch fluid every time I'd get fuel. It's not overheating, which is good. That's something positive. Oh my gosh, it's bad. I don't know if I can take off from this stop sign. Oh no! If I give it any more than, GPS says 22% throttle, it slips. Alright guys, so it died. Watch this. Second gear, clutch out. The clutch is slipping so bad it won't pop the clutch to start the car. Well, sadly, that's gonna be the end of the video for this thing. Luckily, we've got a clutch sitting right here in stock for this. This is a Monster triple disc. It's got the LS style 6-bolt flywheel. It'll go perfect in this thing. And talked with Jeremy at RPM. He said the clutch will feel like stock, which is what we're after. We don't want anything super stiff that you'd hate to drive because the clutch pedal is so stiff. So actually I plan on doing the clutch on this thing tomorrow, but probably edit this video and end this video off here. Do another video on this thing, doing the clutch, taking it for a drive. I gotta work on the tune-up a little bit. It like wants to run perfect, and then it wants to run like crap, and then it wants to run perfect. So I gotta figure that out. Like I said, this HP tuner stuff is not my thing, so I'm really struggling with it. It's really got me frustrated, but we'll figure it out. This thing is basically almost totally done. Just got a few more things to do to it, and it'll be ready to enjoy. But it's gonna wrap this video up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are slowly working our way to 50,000 subscribers. We've got merchandise at hpdepot.com. So be sure to head there, pick up some t-shirts, but that's gonna wrap this video up. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.